Hello everyone! Up until the last session, we learned about typography, which is the most widely used element when exploring information within a design system's foundation. Starting from this session, we are going to dive into color, the ultimate highlight of our design system. Now, it is time to define the values of color, the most intuitive yet powerful element in design. While many designers rely solely on their intuition when picking colors, a well-crafted design system must prove through formulas and data why a certain light blue follows a specific blue. Let's dive together into the world of design system color. Everyone, hex codes like #1677FF that we commonly use in Figma have clear limitations when designing a design system. When you want to lower the saturation by exactly 10% from here, it is difficult to adjust it just by looking at the code digits. This is because hex codes are simply a language for computers, making it hard for human intuition or mathematical rules to intervene. Everyone, this is the real outcome we want to create in our design system. Even within the same blue family, the brightness and saturation change very systematically, creating a beautifully aligned and harmonious color palette set. When checking the color values in this palette, we usually look at the hex codes we are most familiar with. The problem is that using this method makes it very difficult to change the brightness and saturation separately. For example, just by looking at this color code, can you calculate the value in your head to lower the saturation by exactly 10% and update it right away? It would probably be very difficult. Why is it so hard to calculate? You can see why when you look at the structure of a hex code. Instead of using saturation or brightness, a hex code is structured by bundling the amounts of red, green, and blue into 2-digit hexadecimal numbers each. It is a method of mixing the three primary colors of light. As a result, in this state, there is simply no way to know how to change each of the three values to adjust only the saturation as you want. Hex codes are color codes made up of RGB. In other words, it can be seen as a machine-centric language that computers understand well. With this red, green, and blue, it is structurally difficult to apply the mathematical rules and formulas we want to design a color palette. Because hex codes are useful for duplicating and delivering the final output of a completed color, they have limitations when it comes to generating color palette rules. Since RGB is based on mixing light, it can be quite complex and difficult to use when designing a system. Instead, we need to handle color more like a chef. Let's take a look at the HSB model, which allows us to design colors intuitively, just like choosing a sauce and adjusting the amount of water and the heat, and see how it differs from RGB. RGB creates colors by mixing the three primary colors of light: red, green, and blue. However, from a designer's perspective, it is actually quite difficult to intuitively find the color you want just by mixing these three numeric values. That's why we use the HSB model. This model operates based on three key axes: hue, saturation, and brightness. Let's take a closer look at the principles behind each of these elements, one by one. The first one is H, which stands for hue. Hue defines what the color is, using angles ranging from 0 to 360 degrees. This is the very first step where we determine the type of color, such as red, blue, or yellow. When we set color values using HSB in Figma, H is displayed like this. Within H, you can choose any pure color you want, ranging from 0 to 360 degrees. The second one is S, which stands for saturation. Saturation expresses how intense the color is using a percentage from 0 to 100. As the value decreases, the color fades until it becomes achromatic, and as it increases, it gets closer to the purest raw color. When we set color values using HSB in Figma, S is displayed like this. Within S, ranging from 0 to 100%, You can choose the level of purity and dullness of the color, all the way from achromatic gray to the most vivid pure color. The last one is a B, which stands for brightness. Brightness expresses how bright the color is using a percentage from 0 to 100. 0% is pure black with no light at all, and as you move closer to 100%, it reaches the brightest area. When we set color values using HSB in Figma, B is displayed like this. Within B, ranging from 0 to 100%, you can adjust and choose the overall brightness of the color. The reason this HSB model is so powerful in a design system is precisely because of its predictability. By keeping the hue locked in place and adjusting only the saturation and brightness we just learned through formulas, we can logically generate a perfectly aligned 10-step color palette. Many people often get confused about the differences between the HSB model and the HSL model. In actual practice, you will find that some design systems successfully build their color palettes based on the HSL model. It is not a matter of which model is right or wrong. They simply have different mathematical structures for defining color. In this session, we will compare the structural features of these two models and look at the key differences they show in practice. The biggest difference between the two models lies in what 100% brightness actually means. While 100% brightness in the HSB model represents the most vivid pure color, 100% lightness in the HSL model always means pure white. They simply have completely different reference points for interpreting color. There is a huge difference in how brightness is handled between HSB and HSL. You can think of brightness in HSB simply as turning a light switch on and off. When brightness is 0, it results in an achromatic color with no color at all, regardless of whether saturation is 0 or 100. On the other hand, in HSL, you can see that it turns into white when L is 100, a pure color when it is 50, and black when it is 0. Therefore, when creating formulas for color palette calculations, HSB and HSL require completely different computation methods. Honestly, you can create a design system's color palette using either model. For this course, I plan to adopt HSB as our default model. Moving forward, we will unify and design all color palette formulas and logic based strictly on the HSB standard. Everyone, in this session, we explored the structural reasons why the hex codes and RGB methods we constantly use have no choice but to face limitations when designing a design system. We also mastered the core principles of the HSB model, which makes applying mathematical formulas much easier. Now, leveraging the HSB model we've learned, we will step into the world of formula-driven algorithms in the next session to actually extract our color palettes. See you in the next lecture. I'm Dudu.